Hey, this is Rick from Hiking Emergency Beacon, and today I want to compare the Garmin inReach Explorer Plus to the ACR Bivy Stick. Pretty small, it's kind of hard to see it. But before I do that, please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as we put out new videos. The first thing you're going to notice is the size difference. The Garmin inReach Explorer Plus is twice the size, 2-3 times the weight. Thickness-wise, it's a little bit thicker. The Garmin Explorer is a little bit thicker. This is the antenna on top of the Garmin inReach Explorer. Evidently the antenna is built into the ACR Bivy Stick. Both of them have maps, both of them have two-way messaging, and they both have global pole-to-pole coverage on the satellite coverage. They also have weather and tracking, sharing. There's a lot of things they have in common. What's different though, let's start with the ACR Bivy Stick. The ACR Bivy Stick has a few things you can do as a standalone device. You can check in and you can hit the SOS button. So if that's all you want to do and you want to be able to let somebody know that you're okay, so that check-in button will say, hey, I'm fine. So whether you're late or whatever, at least they know you're alive and that you're doing good. But then also if you're in a life-threatening emergency situation or somebody else is, then you can hit the SOS button and you'll have search and rescue teams on the way to your location. Other than that, this is a dumb device. You can't do a whole lot with it. You have to be synced with your smartphone. When you're synced with your smartphone, you can do nearly everything that the Garmin inReach Explorer can do. So that's just in a nutshell what it does, and I'll go a little more detail of what each one does in a minute. The Garmin inReach Explorer Plus is by far the #1 satellite messenger on the market, in my opinion. Everything's contained in this device. You don't have to have a smartphone at all. You can message from this. You can see your maps. You can get weather. You can see it has a pretty large screen, and it has a better battery, so it'll last longer out. If you're going to be out in the mountains for quite a long time, for say 3-4 days, maybe a week or two, you want the Garmin inReach Explorer Plus. The battery lasts longer. You don't have to rely on your smartphone, and you may not even have to bring a battery backup or a charger. I do all the time anyway, because you can recharge this device. If you have your phone with you, you can recharge your phone. So this is the device if you want to go out longer. Another thing the Garmin inReach Explorer has that nobody else has in this market, at least, is it has an altimeter, a barometer, and an accelerometer. You can actually use this device when you're flying approaches and things and departures in an aircraft. It's a really versatile device, not just for hiking, hunting, and fishing and all. So it gives you more accurate information. When you're out, like right now, I can double check it and see what my altitude is. I can see how fast I'm walking. And because those three things are built into the device, it gives me more accurate information than, say, over the Garmin inReach Mini or even over this. It's just a lot better device. It costs about twice as much. Maybe I'll put the prices up on the screen. It costs about twice as much as the ACR Bivy Stick, but you get what you pay for, right? It is the best device on the market. So let's take a quick look at each one of these in a little more detail, and then we'll wrap up. Let's start with the ACR Bivy Stick. And again, here it is real close, and I'll have different screenshots where you can see what's on the device. But for right now, I'm going to put it back in this little pouch so you can't see it. Well, really what I want to show you is how easy it is to actually carry it and not really realize it's even there. That's one thing I really like about it. Well, like I said, the Bivy Stick is kind of a dumb device without syncing to your smartphone. But once you sync it to your smartphone, you have some incredible functions here available. And it's really handy. You got SOS, check-in, some messages, share my location. Down here you got new adventures, offline maps, waypoints, weather. You got maps down here, stick, which checks the settings on your device, and then you got messages and profiles. So the very first thing, we're going to take a look at the maps. So you hit this button down here at the bottom, and so you can see your location here. It zooms in, you can see the roads. There's filter by. You can filter by waterways, trails, climbing, and so if you come out here and you see a whole lot of different waypoints out here for campgrounds, for rivers, trails, you can filter. So when you go in here and filter, you can say what you want to filter by. So I hike a lot, so I hike. And then here you can say, hey, I want to be by a waterfall, I want to be at a river, etc. You can then select that. So then it'll limit the number of different markers you're going to see. And then you can start tracking. You can select, you can put waypoints down, and you can select the type of map that you want to see. And if you pick a something here, like you want to go hike, or you hit that, that's actually, there's a Green Mountain Trail and there's a Spruce Mountain. And so here's the Spruce Mountain, and I'll put screenshots up so you can really see it. If you touch it, you're going to see photos of it. If you swipe up, you're going to see details of it. You'll see the profile, you'll see how hard it is, the length of the trail, you'll see some information on the trail. And it's really nice, it's really handy. So if you want to get out of maps, the next thing, you know, you might be interested in is messaging. So you go into messaging, and I've sent several messages to myself, and I'll put some screenshots up, but you can see, maybe you can see right here, I've sent messages to myself. I've sent a share location. It gives my lat and long coordinates, so if you had another device, or if you had a, you know, go into a map, you could input that and you could see exactly where I was at. Maybe I'm in trouble, maybe I need help, maybe it's not life-threatening, but maybe I've twisted my ankle or done something and I just need some help, and I don't need search and rescue teams. So that's nice to be able to communicate that way. So if you go back out here, one thing I use a lot too is the weather. And here you can see the weather. I'll show you a screenshot of it, but it has some real nice things. Of course, it gives you the, you know, whether it's sunny or cloudy, and the wind speed, etc., temperature, humidity, and all that. So it's really nice to have this when you're in the mountains, and then you can get a feel for, you know, what the weather's going to be, whether there's going to be storms in the afternoon. And if you're high up above the tree line, you know, you want to get out of there, depending on the storm. The other thing you can do here is you can share location, SOS. You can do all of this from your phone. Rather than doing it on your device, you can do all of it from your phone. What I really like about the ACR Bivy Stick is, one, it's really small, global pole-to-pole coverage, and you can, you know, do the messaging, two-way messaging. You can see your maps, get your weather, but being able to sync it on your phone, you know, yeah, that can be a drawback if you lose power in your phone. Always carry a battery charger with you. But it's having a larger screen so you can see a bigger map. Well, you can't see a map, you know, if it's not synced, but having to be able to see the big map, to be able to message like you would on a cell phone, is so much easier. If you were trying to, and you cannot message on this device by itself. That's why I kind of call it a dumb device. But when it's synced, you can just message as fast as you can if you were texting. So I really like it. This device really ranks high for me. You know, if I were comparing, I would say that the Garmin inReach Explorer is a 5 out of 5. This is a 4 out of 5 probably. The Garmin inReach Mini is a 4.5 out of 5, and I have different reasons for those, and I won't go into here, but it is right up there with some of my favorite satellite messengers. Let's switch over and talk about the Garmin inReach Explorer a little bit. It is a complete standalone device. That is the #1 reason why it's 5 out of 5. It's my favorite, because it has a larger battery, has the altimeter in it, the barometer, accelerometer. It can function as if you're a pilot. It has the built-in screen, so you can see topo maps on the screen. You can send messages from the device itself. It's a little more challenging. You got to arrow around and select things. It's not as easy as typing a message on your phone, but everything's contained in this device. And like I said, it has a longer battery. It's better if you go out on longer trips. If I were going out for 4 or 5 days a week, I would take this for sure. Here it has the SOS on the side. You open it up and hold it down for like 3 seconds or so, and the search and rescue will come. Then it has the charging port and the cable, you know, for you to download down here if you want. And then you got these arrows and things where you can move around on the screen. So this by far is just an incredible device. Everything is right here. You know, when the ACR Bivy Stick, I call it a dumb, well, you gotta call it a dumb stick if it's not synced. This here is a smart satellite messenger, however you look at it. It gets a little bit smarter, in my opinion, when you sync it, because now you've got the convenience of being able to message more quickly. You have the bigger maps because your device is bigger, if you have a bigger phone. So you can see right here, there's you can see the screen here with a lot of different things on it, and I'll get you some screenshots, and you can arrow around, and there's different routes, there's waypoints, there's tracking, there's weather. And let's see if I can get here in the weather. This says use my location, so I'm actually going to select it and get a new forecast. Any applicable usage or charges will apply. Get forecast. Sometimes that may cost a bit of money. So sometimes it takes a little while when you message or you ask for weather for it to come in. It's not as fast as if you're in cell service. Sometimes it'll take 3 to 5 minutes to send and receive messages out in the mountains. If you can see it here, there's the map. It's again, it's not as great as the map on the phone. Like right now, let me check, make sure it's synced. The Garmin is synced, and on here there's, and again, I'll put screenshots. There's a Earthmate app up here. So if I click on that, one, it shows the device. You'll get sounds and stuff like that when you're getting messages and all. So right here it says message, and then there's more. That more is probably the weather. Yeah, it's weather. So it's showing a number 1 by the weather, and you click on that, and then it's going to go in here and has basic weather, premium. It did give me weather, so here it is. It gives you, I'll do a screenshot again. It's giving a lot of information here. It's from time to humidity to it's like a light breeze, gives the pressure 29.89. So a lot of great things here. I really like getting the weather from this. If you go back over here to messages, you'll see several different messages. One of them just came in that an update has been applied. I've tested the Garmin between messaging between phone numbers, emails, between different satellite messengers, and here's some different messages I've sent back and forth. One thing I want to let you know too, it's actually messaging from a Garmin to like the ACR Bivy Stick. If you initiate it from the Garmin, you can then message back and forth. If you don't, and you try to initiate the message from the ACR Bivy Stick to the Garmin, say you got multiple people in a party and they got different devices, and you always need to test, this will not go through. I will never get, well, I'm not pointing over here, but here you go. I will never get the message on the Garmin if it's initiated from the ACR Bivy Stick. Not sure why. All I'm saying is make sure you test. If you got different devices, and even if you have the same device, always make sure you know how to message and what your capabilities are, how long it takes. Always know your device. Always test it before you go in the mountains. As I said, you can track on this. You can share your location. You can put waypoints down. I'll put some more screenshots up. One thing I really like about this is that before you go on a trail, you can lay out your route. Say there's a trail or a place you're going that has a lot of trails. Well, you want to take half of it, or you want to combine them. You can lay out your route before you leave the house, and then you can see exactly where, if you're on the trail that you want to be on. You can put waypoints down at home. You can put waypoints down in the field. It's really a powerful device. One other thing I want to show you real quick is if you go into the map on the device, and I'll do a screenshot if you can't see it here. But see this map, how big it is? No joke. It is at least because I've got the iPhone 11X Pro. This screen is 3 times larger, and it's so much more convenient. It's more convenient messaging on the smartphone. It's, of course, it's synced right now to the device. But messaging on this is so much harder, and the screen is so much smaller. If I'm not going out for a long period of time, I'm just leaving this device connected to my pack, and everything I do is on the smartphone. It's just too convenient. So everybody's different. Test it out how you like to use it. I'm just telling you from my experience what I like doing. When I first started out buying these satellite messengers and testing, going out in the field and testing them, I thought I wasn't going to like the Garmin inReach Mini or say the ACR Bivy Stick, because it had to be synced to my smartphone, and smartphones die. Not die, but their battery goes out. But I found that not to be the case because of what I do. I do day hikes a lot. I'm out for a day fishing or hunting or something. I'm not out for 4 or 5 days at a time. Now, when I am, I'll take this bad boy. But I found that I like the syncing my phone to the to the satellite messenger better, and I like using my cell phone to message, look at maps, get weather. It's just so much more convenient. Again, do your research. I've got a lot of articles here on this website and videos. So if you have any questions, let me know. But it depends on you, what you use it for. There's just a lot of great satellite messengers on the market these days. Thanks for joining me at Hiking Emergency Beacon. Please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you'll be alerted as soon as I put out a new video at Hiking Emergency Beacon. I'll see you back here soon.